Ahoj všichni! Hello everybody! Today I am going to help you travel in the Czech Republic like a local. And before we get started, I will let you know that I have prepared free PDF document that you can download from my Patreon with all the links and tips and apps that I will be talking to you about. If you are planning a trip in Czechia, the Czech Republic, there are lots of small things that might confuse you, especially with transport, restaurants, and simply how things work like in Czechia. So in this video, I am planning to show you the most useful apps, transport tips, and also things that might surprise you. So without further ado, dáme se do toho. Let's get started. Before you even arrive, there are a few things you should know. First, the currency is Czech koruna, not euro. You can pay by card almost everywhere, but it's still good to have some cash, for example, for toilets or small places. I also recommend downloading a few apps in advance. Omnio is great for comparing transport. Mapy.cz is probably the best navigation app here, and it works offline. If you are going to Prague or Brno, download Bit Lítačka for public transport tickets and for taxis. Bolt or Uber are very useful. Make sure you set up these apps and your payment methods before you arrive, so you don't have to deal with it later. If you want to travel between cities, you will mainly use trains or buses. The two main companies are České dráhy and RegioJet. České dráhy has more connections, but RegioJet is often more comfortable with things like Wi-Fi and onboard service. You can use Omnio to compare prices and options, but I recommend checking the official websites of České dráhy or RegioJet and booking directly there, because sometimes it's cheaper or clearer. Also, try to book your tickets in advance for better prices, and if possible, reserve a seat and always check your platform at the station, because it can change shortly before departure. And just a quick reminder, if you want all these apps and links in one place, you can download my free PDF guide from Patreon. In cities, public transport is very good, but there is one important rule. If you buy a paper ticket, you must validate it when you enter. If you don't, it's not valid and you can get a fine. And yes, inspectors are quite common. There are also a few local habits you should know. Stand on the right side of escalators and walk on the left. Let people get off before you enter, for example in public transport. And remember that trams always have priority. Also, some metro stations are very deep, so be ready for long escalators. Now, let's talk about restaurants, because this is where many foreigners get confused. First, drinks are not always served with ice. If you want ice, you need to ask for it. Even soda might come without ice. And water is usually served without ice or lemon unless you ask. Another important difference is water. Tap water is not automatically free, and in many places you need to order bottled water. You can ask for tap water, but not every restaurant will offer it. Service is also different. Waitress will not come to your table all the time to check on you. That's normal. If you need something, you should make eye contact, but do not call on them unless they are just passing by, because that would be rude. They also don't bring the bill automatically. When you want to pay, you say zaplatím. That means I will pay. Tipping is not mandatory, but it is expected, usually around 5 to 10%. You don't leave the tip on the table. Instead, you say the final amount when you pay. So imagine that the bill is 489 Czech crowns. When you are asked to pay, you say 500, thank you. And if you don't feel like going to a restaurant at all, there is an easy solution. You can order food directly to your accommodation using apps like Foodora or Volt. These apps work very simply. You choose a restaurant, select your food, pay in the app, and the courier brings it to your door, usually within 30 to 60 minutes. If you don't want restaurant food but need groceries, you can use rohlík.cz. It's very popular in the Czech Republic, and you can order fresh food, ready meals, or even basic household items. These apps are especially useful if you arrive late, if you are tired after traveling, or if you don't want to deal with language barriers in restaurants. And if you are moving to the Czech Republic, they can really help you during the first days before you get used to everything. Some common mistakes tourists make are not validating their transport ticket, using exchange offices in tourist areas with bad rates, or assuming that things like water, bread, or toilets are for free. Another classic mistake is standing on the wrong side of escalators, expecting very fast service in restaurants, and so on. A few more practical tips. So, toilets are often paid, as I was saying, usually around 10 to 20 Czech crowns, and sometimes you need cash. Not everywhere will be accepted cards. Some shops close early, and Sundays can have limited opening hours. Pharmacies are called lékárna, and they are marked with a green cross. And in residential areas, people take quiet hours seriously, especially at night, so do not make noise after 10 p.m. And if you are not coming to the Czech Republic just as a tourist, but you are planning to move here, I have also created videos about working in the Czech Republic, including your rights as a foreigner. You can also check out my listening exercise about Karlov Most and many other videos where I teach Czech for foreigners. Here are a few useful Czech words you can use. Dobrý den. Dobrý den. That means hello. Prosím means please or here you go. Děkuji means thank you. And jízdenka means ticket, fare ticket. The best time to travel depends on what you prefer. Spring is a great balance with good weather and fewer tourists. Summer is warm and lively, but more crowded, obviously. Autumn has fewer tourists and beautiful scenery. And winter is very, very cold, but has a very nice atmosphere, especially around Christmas. If you are deciding where to go, Prague is the most popular destination, but you can also visit Český Krumlov, Brno, or natural areas like Bohemian Switzerland. If you want all these tips, apps, and useful Czech phrases in one place, you can download my PDF guide from my Patreon. It's completely free of charge and includes direct links to all the apps and everything we talked about in this video. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps my channel to grow. And stay tuned for more videos where I teach Czech for foreigners and help you feel more confident when using the language.